Good Thursday morning, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. Kaiser's freshly groomed and ready for the upcoming Christmas holiday. He's here with me today, but a little tired from his ordeal yesterday between grooming and the grandchildren running him ragged last night. Has tired him out, so he's resting, and we have an office party to go to tonight, so he'll get more attention there. He's quite the dog, and people just love coming up to him and saying, "Can I please touch him?" He is a magical guy. So with that, we'll look at some brief bits of news today that we need to go over, and there's not a lot to talk about. I hope you're all enjoying the incumbent season of Christmas here, coupled with a lot of joy around the earth this coming Christ season of the birth of Jesus. And a new year is on the precipice of being a turn into a new golden age, as it's been put by several individuals. Let's get to the congressional nonsense that's taking place now. A last-ditch attempt by a Democratic-controlled Congress to get stumbling blocks placed for not only the citizens of the United States, but the incoming president and his new cabinet will have to deal with this. Congress managed to come out with a 1,547-page, $110 billion House continuing revolution. Revolution, I call it, because it's not a resolution, it's a revolution on the Democratic side of the aisle to get these stumbling blocks in place, a last-ditch attempt at pouring out a ton of money for special interest crap that's going on. Let me just tell you a little bit about what's in that bill that they're now blaming Elon Musk and Donald Trump for getting it not approved yesterday, which I believe is a good thing. One of the items is a new football stadium in the District of Columbia. Why do we need that? Don't we already have a football stadium there? Why would you put that kind of money aside for a new football stadium out of this bleeding Congress, money-spending morons that put this bill together, wrangled by Schumer for sure, because it smacks of something that he would pull. And then we have 72 pages of a plan for in the next pandemic. And also rolled up in that 72 pages is more money for COVID. So let that sit in. And then we have the renewal of the Global Engagement Center, which, if you remember from the little dribble of news that we got out of mainstream media, is being sued and brought up on charges for censorship. So we're going to fund that and renew that. They're packing this continuing resolution bill with all kinds of pork, one thing after another, and it was realized after reading the 1,500 plus pages that Elon Musk and people connected with Doge and the incoming president did not like the fact that we're lining pockets again. But the biggest thing of all was the pay raise for Congress that they're asking for, from $174,000 to $245,000 a year. Nice job if you can get it, isn't it, folks? Do we need term limits, and do we need term limits now? I would say a resounding yes to that question. It's unbelievable anymore what this Congress thinks they can get away with. And now that they're losing power or minority, they will be a minority. They want to get everything in before the 20th of January so they can sit back one more time for another term and do absolutely nothing but just bounce around from committee to committee, acting like they really want to get control of some of the graft, and pure criminals that are sitting in seats of power that were elected to do something different, but they've taken care of certain people, certain companies, and certain families that are related to them. And that goes right up to the top, folks. If you think that that Biden didn't benefit from all of the shenanigans that were going on with the Biden crime family, that he's now going to pardon away so we don't get to see any more of it. Well, that could, and it very well may, backfire on the Bidens. But in the other congressional news is that AOC was done out of her appointment to the Democratic Oversight Committee that she thought that she was going to walk right into and bring her infinite wisdom and all kinds of woke things in there with her. But she got beat out by Connolly, who happens to be a 74-year-old cancer victim that is going to sit in that position now, helped along by her good friend Nancy Pelosi from a hospital bed in a military hospital in Germany. So let's take a look.
You got a pretty good in-party fight among Democrats. Squad member AOC battling to become the ranking member of the powerful House Oversight Committee. Chad Pergram's on that story live on the Hill. How is this going back and forth? Chad, good morning.
Bill, good morning. This is really a fight over the future of the party, old versus new. The battle between Jerry Connolly and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to be the top Democrat on the Oversight Committee crystallizes challenges Democrats face after the election. Now, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi backs Connolly, so does the more moderate New Dems coalition. The Progressive and Hispanic caucuses support Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, well, better luck next year.
The caucus and the party made its decision. They made it their choice, and I respect the outcome of the results. And we're moving forward. So I'm looking forward to it. And you know, I ran the best race that I could.
Le who, the her.
This is what it's about. This is what we're best at, because we keep crushing it. Democrats, we keep crushing it.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Mom, I don't know, Mom. This is a heavy sucker. Oh, Mom, I can't do it. Boom.
And it just keeps getting better and better with this Congress. And hopefully we'll get better controls after the 20th of January and let Holman do what he has to do on the border problems. And I feel that we will get good guidance by this Doge that's been set up with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, which will bring some common sense and business acumen to the job that they have been tasked to accomplish. So my hat's off to that group, and I'm hoping and praying every day that they don't throw any more stumbling blocks in the way of getting fixed what they took 4 years to destroy in this country, in this Congress, and around the world. It has a disastrous effect in world politics when we're viewed as being as weak and as stupid as we have been in our government for the last 4 years. But anyway, not a lot going on. The big deal right now is trying to get the government from not being shut down. In the meantime, Powell came out yesterday and cut another 0.25%, which we were warned would happen. Therein lies, in my mind, just a there, take that, Mr. Trump, from Grandma Yellen and this idiot that has done this against the warnings of inflation probabilities rising as a result of another rate cut. And then they're come out yesterday and decided that in 2025 there are going to be less rate cuts. They're going to hold it down to 2. So let's just see how that goes under the new administration, with some guidance there from business people that have an acumen for fixing not only their economic problems in their companies, but they can bring that into the government, and maybe we'll get control of this runaway deficit that we're experiencing. It's not going to be cured in 4 years. We know that. It cannot be. It's too large to do. But we do have methods of fixing it so it does not continue to grow in the fashion that it has grown in the last 4 years, with ridiculous spending that was out of control, and no one had their finger on the actual pulse of this nation for 4 years. They just continued to print more money and run up our national debt, and not paying any attention to where the money was going. You have a Pentagon that can't get through 7 audits to figure out where all the money went. Then we have the Ukraine that we have poured billions of dollars into that can't be accounted for. And yet they want to give themselves a pay raise before they get kicked out? Come on. These people leave Congress and are paid for life and have a health care system that you and I would relish to have. But they won't give it to their people that elected them to go in and do a job which they have failed to do in most cases. But yet they deserve that big a raise? I don't think so. And I hope, and if you agree with them, let me know in the comments below why. If you don't believe that they deserve a raise, you need to make the calls and write the letters now to these misanthropes that are sitting in seats of Congress that think that they deserve a raise after the last 4 years of nonsense that they have put in front of the world and the voting population of this country, which just a scant month ago spoke out about what they want. And this is not it. They have large egos that have to be fed by money. And this is what that's all about. Don't let it happen, folks. And speaking of the AOA deal or AOC deal, you know, There's another one that is climbing the ladder to failure as far as her work goes. She acts in some cases and has been made fun of as an idiot that talks out of turn without the knowledge behind what she is speaking about to garner the respect that she thought she should have. She's been caught in several lies and taken the wrong side in most cases, especially for her constituents in New York that are suffering through the rampant problems that they're having in the streets there due to the illegal migrants that are causing havoc in New York City. She needs to go back to her constituents, apologize, and say, what can I do to make your life better? Not look to be promoted to a committee that she probably does not have the wherewithal to add anything good to. And the didn't work out for her, but take a look at this.
Woman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez lost a key show of support yesterday in her push to serve as the top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee next year. The powerful Steering and Policy Committee recommended Congressman Jerry Connolly of Virginia instead. While that panel wields strong influence over the party, the results are not final until full caucus votes today.
So, Congressman, let me ask you about that. AOC, obviously, she energizes younger voters. They really do, and even across party lines are energized by her. I know the establishment, the Democratic Party, not going to be as excited. Some of her views will be left of center of where probably the mainstream Democratic caucus is. But how does she get involved in a meaningful way? She lost the race yesterday. That certainly would have done it. But what's a good pathway forward? Because, again, the challenge for Democrats, stop firing at each other, right? And instead figure out how to get the progressive wing, which I've said time and again, they were in many ways pretty patient during the Biden administration, going along with some bills they didn't agree with, and the more conservative to moderate wing. How do they get together, move forward with a common goal of winning elections?
I think Hakeem Jeffries is going to, the leader of the Democratic Party in the House, is going to have to figure out how to position someone like her, because you run into the inertia of Congress. On the Republican side, you have 6-year term limits for committee chairs. On the Democratic side, you do not. So people can get into the leadership position, and really there's no movement. And I think that was a lot of frustration for guys like me and others who are trying to climb the ladder or get into positions. It just takes so much time. But she's such a powerful voice, I think, for the party. And I think you see how she handled the Trump-Bernie voter phenomenon.
Exactly.
About how to really talk to. I think she's trying to educate Democrats on how do you talk to people about these working class economic issues in order to bring them into the fold, whether your solution, you're
Liars.
agreement on the solution of redistribution or grow the pie, democratic socialism, or a reformed capitalism. That's the argument you should have. But she's clearly very talented in understanding how to connect the working class people. So she needs a place in the party to talk about those kinds of things.
That's creepy.
She's something else, and wish her the best. And I pray for her as the rest of those louts that are sitting in there now trying to make a bump in the road for an incoming transition that has been promised to be peaceful and helpful, which is not happening. Well, of course, we all know we have a president that is AOL. We don't know what's left of his mind, but he sure as heck is approving a lot of nonsense on the 11th hour before he leaves office that will have to take time to be reversed, and some of it, rightly so, should be reversed immediately, because it is no help for our country or for our well-being, especially among our superpowers through the world that view us as at our weakest stage ever as a result of the last 4 years of his leadership.
I suppose.
Or should I say, Obama's leadership. There's a couple of guys that through this last election probably did themselves more harm than good, and that's Bill Clinton and Barack Barry Obama. They're done now because no one is going to listen to them telling you how to think and how to vote. And don't remember what it's like to have people vote against them, because their time in the sun has been too long, and they need to retire and go live it up on the multitude of dollars that they have packed away for themselves and stay out of our lives and stay out of our government, because no one needs bad advice from two bad actors that are no longer relevant to any of us. Enough said about politics. If you haven't completed your Christmas shopping yet, you need to get out and shop locally today. Get out tomorrow, today, and enjoy some Christmas shopping, and especially for the children this time of year. It's a magical time for them, and it's also a time of renewal. We see the renewal happening for our country, but we need to have renewal in our hearts as well. And that, you'll find, is very easy to do once you open your heart to Christ-like behavior and prayer, because the calmness and the renewal of your soul will come along with that. And this is the time of year to ask for that renewal and calm yourself. Things will be okay. They're not going to fall apart just because your candidate did not get elected, or you don't like the way another candidate has spoken, or if you don't like someone's personality. You didn't vote for personality. We never vote for personality. We vote for what we need as we, the people of the United States. And what happened for the longest time is we forgot that this is the country that in God we trust, and in God all things are possible. And we need to get back to that, and we're well on our way. And this Christmas season is the perfect time to celebrate the renewal of our minds, our hearts, and our country. And with that, we're going to wish you a very happy rest of the Thursday that you have in front of you. And please enjoy the Christmas season and the holiday seasons that are attached to it, such as New Year's and so on. So say a prayer for yourself, for your government, and for all the people you view as maybe your enemies that need a prayer to maybe help them think better, act better, and be better. And with that, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for commentary, news, and a look-see at Kaiser every once in a while. Bye-bye now.